Yo, what's going on, golf addicts? DB here. It's a sleepers video. It's the Farmers Insurance Open from Torrey Pines. I got two names. These are some racy jokers. Okay, I got these are some. They're risky. Okay, they might be a little. You're gonna be like, I don't know, DB. I don't know about those, but I've dug down. I'm gonna take my stance. I'm gonna give them to you. They're two names we didn't talk about on the podcast last night. Did some research this morning. They're the two I landed on. They're sleepy. Okay. They're real sleepy. Now, the last two sleepers videos, we've had one good, one bad. Okay. We had Chris Kirk a couple weeks ago, finished like third at the was it the Sony? And then last week we had Alex Smalley, T22, ball striking his junk off, owned it around 6-7%. He did good. Kevin, you missed the cut. So we're 1-1 each week. So one of these jokers, if we stay with the trend, is going to be pretty good. Okay. So let's get into this. First name. I'm going to give you the more expensive name first. I got a 7K player on the button and I got a 6K player. So I'm giving you two cheapies, real cheapies. Okay. First player is at 7K. He's a veteran. Okay. He's a veteran. He's projected. I've seen him on a couple sites this morning. Now he could catch a little steam. I could see this one catching some steam. He's projected early at around 5 to 9% on a few different websites. So it could get out of that sleeper territory. But he's 190 to 1 on FanDuel, and his best top 20 number is at MGM because they don't do dead heat at plus 350. I like that. I actually, I like the top 20 number. Probably would hit the top 40 number. He's playing on the North Course day one. Both of these guys are playing on the North Course day one, which reminder starts on Wednesday, tomorrow, when this video drops, okay? I like them playing on the North Course day one because the wind conditions are worse on Thursday. I would rather them play the more difficult course on the more difficult day. If you got issues with that, my phone's ringing, sorry. If you got issues with that, hit me up in the Nut Hut and I'll tell you why you're wrong, okay? Or in the comments, whatever you want to do. You tell me. I'll send you text messages from players, from caddies, from coaches, all you want, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. You want to do that? Okay. We're not going to do that this morning. I'm in a better mood than I was last night. I got some sleep. The Canada is off of me. Okay. I'm good. It's Johnny Vegas. Johnny V. He bombs it. The irons are incredible. He's good in the wind. Let's open him up. Like, man, and the dude's been around the world, and back again to the Farmers over and over again. Let's share our screen. Let's take a look at what Johnny V is doing. That didn't make any sense. All right, so here's Johnny V. Obviously hits it a long way. He was owned at like 2.6% at the Amex. He's really done much of nothing for a while. Okay, gain strokes in the wind, which will help him on Thursday when he is playing the more difficult South course. That'll be good. And you can see historically what kind of player Johnny V really is. Off the tee approach is really his bread and butter. He has gotten worse. The short game has gotten worse. If you look at long term where his short game was versus what it's climbed up to, it's the worst ever he's been around the green. It's the worst ever he's been putting just in the last 5 tournaments, which is obviously not ideal for the Farmers. But look at his record at the Farmers. He is making his 13th start at the Farmers with 4 missed cuts. He also played the 2021 U.S. Open at Torrey Pines South, made the cut there, finished T57. And you can see here, it's kind of been a little bit boom or bust for a player who we have here in the 7K range, right? A third, an 11th, an 18th, a 28th, a 30th, even a 39th. Like, we would probably take that from 7K Johnny V this year. I mean, it's probably not going to take down a GPP for you, but it's not going to hurt you. It's probably going to help you, saving you a lot of cash. You can fit John Rahm up in there. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you fit John Rahm in your lineups because God knows he's going to win the golf tournament. So I'm giving you 2 cheap plays today to help you do it. But let's look at last week. I like what I saw last week, even though he missed the cut. 3.1 strokes total gained, ball striking between off the tee and approach. Also good to see at least neutral to positive here in the around the green putting. So we haven't seen him since August, where, his end of season was really bad putting and not great around the greens. Like, look at around the greens here. So what does he do in the 4 months between August and January? Well, hopefully he figured out the short game a little bit. So this could be just anomaly or just weird or just variance or, He didn't have that many opportunities around the green because he hit the ball well, and so he did good on the spots he did have. But I mean, it's promising to see in his first event back, knocking the rust off. Here he is. He probably I don't know where he finished on the MX. He probably missed the cut somewhere on the number. But I mean, it couldn't have been that bad considering all strokes gain categories were positive. I like that for Johnny V. Now, I think it is the course history that's going to entice people to want to play him, um, and could get him there with his experience here. But we'll see. So that's Johnny V. Okay, that's Johnny V. While we're here, we're taking a break. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. And what should you comment? Who's going to the Super Bowl? I think the Bengals are going to beat the Chiefs. Call me crazy. I think the Bengals beat the Chiefs. I think the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to handle Brock Purdy. Like I love San Francisco. I love the Brock Purdy story. You know, Mister Irrelevant. I like all that. That all is great. But I think the Eagles are going to handle him. And I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't have any allegiance to any of these teams. I think this is going to be the Eagles, and I think it's going to be the Bengals. And then I don't know. I think the Bengals are going to win it. I think the Bengals are going to win it all. Joe Burrow, god dang. Ugh, all right. Put that in the comments. And don't forget to check out our friends at Front Nine Coffee, front9coffee.com for your coffee needs. Promo code TJ10. Every time you order, you can save the 10% off. They've got the DB's flavor. They've got the Pat flavor. You can check that out. Let me throw that up here real quick. Here's DB's bucket of nuts, hazelnut blend, delicious in the morning. You got Pat's Bump and Run. It's got a little bump of espresso Milano taste in there. It's got a little more caffeine in it because Pat's older. He needs a little bit of that. If you're older, get you some of that. When you order it, they're going to send it to you fresh. Okay. They're going to roast it fresh. It's going to show up at your door fresh. It's delicious. Okay. Support a local small business here in Augusta, Georgia, and support the Tour Junkies by ordering at front9coffee.com. Promo code TJ10. By the way, these just dropped. Y'all ready? These just dropped, y'all. Woo! It's our hottest selling shirt ever, but now in black. We did this like 4 or 5 years ago in white with Bad Birdie. Now we're doing it with our friends at Pins and Aces. Really excited about that. It's a beautiful fitting shirt, Golby's, the Azalea shirt I'm excited about. There's plenty of these. It'll go up in the shop this week. Okay. It's not in the shop now, but heads up. And then I'm really excited about this. Ladies, we got the sleeveless for the ladies. Now we don't have many of these. Like literally we have less than 20 of these. So if you want one, girls, you better get you one. Okay, my wife's got one. She loves it. So those are going up in the shop. All right, let me get to my 6K play. I don't have as much to talk about on this dude because he's a 6K play. He is $6,700 on DraftKings. He's projected around 2 to 3%. He is 300 to 1 on MGM and DraftKings to win. I do not recommend that. He is plus 650 on MGM to finish top 20. Probably don't even recommend that. And if you're like, DB, why are you doing this? I do think he has top 20 upside. I wouldn't bet on it, but I do think he has top 20 upside. I like him as a top 40, and it's 6,700. I think he could score. And it's MJ Duffy. And it is pronounced Duffy. It's not Diffuse or whatever you want to call it. By the way, I looked at his Instagram page. He looks older than Steve Stricker. He looks like an older Steve Stricker. MJ Duffy. Weird. Very weird. Very strange when he takes his hat off. Unbelievable. But MJ bombs it. Okay. Let me read off his Korn Ferry Tour rookie stats. He finished 6th in the order of merit. 6th best player on the Korn Ferry Tour. Here's what I also like about him. He's South African. You know what South Africans are familiar with and they're comfy on and they like? Kikuyu grass. That's right, baby. Kikuyu grass that you're going to have to be chipping out of when you miss these greens. MJ is going to be familiar with that. I like that. He hits it a long way. Irons are pretty solid. He finished 15th on the Korn Ferry Tour in putting average, 28th in scrambling average, 3rd in birdie or better. I like the scrambling stat there on the Korn Ferry Tour because you're going to need that. He hasn't really scrambled all that great in the limited PGA Tour action that we've seen, but clearly a larger sample size there on the Korn Ferry Tour, so that's good. So let's take a look at MJ real quick. And there's not much to look at because we don't have much of a sample size off of him. You can see he hits it a long way. pretty rough. I mean, I do like seeing this 31st at last year's US Open. Tough conditions, tough golf course, 31st. Like, that's good. I mean, Torrey Pines isn't going to play that tough this year, and you're going to have the North Course, which, by the way, remember he starts on the North Course tomorrow, so he's going to have the easier. He better score tomorrow, or we're in trouble. But you can see here gaining strokes off the tee. Started off nicely gaining strokes off the irons. It's really just been the putter that's been terrible. But at least coming back since the break. I mean, I don't know. I've been great. Last week, American Express gained a stroke with the irons, gained a stroke around the green. I just have a feeling that this guy is a little bit better suited for Torrey Pines. He's going to be able to really open up the throttle with the driver, which he really hasn't been able to do on any courses he's played. So, except for maybe Houston. So, and he gained 1.8 strokes off the tee, which is good. So that's it for me. Those are the sleepers this week. MJ Duffy, Johnny Vegas. It feels a little out there. Okay, I've been throwing in some mid 7K guys. I got real cheap here. I'm trying to help you get John Rahm in there. So like the video, subscribe, comment who you think's going to the Super Bowl, what's going to happen, and let's have a great week. And make DraftKings pay. All right, may your screens be green. See ya.